And I'm going to send it right to you, Tina. First, NFL Sunday Ticket. There's a lawsuit. What's going on?
This lawsuit's been around for a long, long time. It actually started back in 2017, and it was dismissed by the U.S. District Court, which, for those of you that don't know the various courts, that's the court that you normally go to. It's the beginning court. What it was is it was a lawsuit that was brought by the Mucky Duck Bar
Hmm.
in San Francisco. And then what they did is they claimed that the NFL was breaking antitrust laws by selling the games on NFL Sunday Ticket for all of the out of market games for everybody at an inflated price. And they also claimed that the league was restricting the use and games because they were only offering it on a satellite provider.
Hmm.
Wasn't being offered at something that everybody had access to. So, like I said, it got dismissed at first because they said there was no problem. It's not a big deal. But that dismissal, the plaintiffs appealed it, and it got overturned, and it was set up as a what we call a class action lawsuit. And for those of you that don't know, class action lawsuits are suits where you claim that there's a group of people that have been injured by this. So you have a large group that comes together. And so at the time, so this is covering the period from 2011 to 2023. So it's been going forward. It actually started hearing um, arguments in it back in the court case started on June 6th of this year. Um, Not a lot's been said. They're not really talking about what's been said in the case or anything, which to me is a little kind of interesting because usually this kind of stuff is all over the papers. They want to talk about what everybody's doing, but it's not really getting covered that much. It's mostly like, this is what's going on and this is what we think will happen. Closing arguments start this week. So we could have a decision very quickly. We could not. Here's the salient parts of it. This is why I wanted to bring it up, and we can kind of talk about this. Um, so it's been brought out that Fox and CBS had a memo that went back and forth between them and the NFL in which they said they wanted the NFL to keep the inflated price at over $294 for the season
Hmm.
because the more people that bought the NFL Sunday Ticket, the less people that were going to watch it on the local stations.
Oh,
Because as the way it is, as everybody knows, when you buy NFL Sunday Ticket, you buy every
oh
game
yeah. Oh yeah.
in the season. You just don't get just your games. You get every game. So if you're already paying $300 for it, why would you want to watch it on CBS if it's there? You're going to watch it on your provider. Um, and that was so that happened. And then in 2022, when they were negotiating to taking it off. And ESPN offered them a deal that would be $70 a season for the whole thing. And they also had packages that you could taper it just to your
Oh.
particular team. NFL turned it down. They said no. So since everybody likes to hear about this stuff. So they did do some questioning. They did bring some people up that got deposed and were having to give testimony. One is Roger Goodell, of course, and the
Hmm.
other one is our lovely, friendly. I like to talk down from Mr. Dallas, Jerry Jones, who
Hmm.
the media committee when all of this was going on. So this is interesting because I mean they're showing like there was some collusion going on here and they were trying to keep, and for those of you that don't know what antitrust laws mean, it can be everything from collusion, you're trying to keep the market down or you're trying to keep the market high. So it
Hmm.
keeps competitors out from competing with you. So when you're doing that, now also want to let this be known, NFL does have an antitrust exemption written into their rules. So they don't have to necessarily follow um, they can break the antitrust rules. But the
Hmm.
point of the people is saying is that okay, fine, you have that exemption, but that was for public broadcasting.
Hmm.
That's for CBS, NBC, ABC. That has nothing to do with cable.
Yeah.
So this is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be worth a lot. If they lose, they're estimating might be around $7 billion in damages.
Wow.
And and also with antitrust, if there is a jury, it could be treble damages, which that's a term for 3 times the damages. So it could go up to $21 million. Now, what's the benefit? What's going to happen from this? A couple of things. One, they could be required to lower the price. Uh,
That would be nice.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. The other thing is that they're saying is that people would get money back that they owed. But again, they're talking like it's close to like 5 million people that have
Mhm.
had the
Yeah.
subscribership for this. So
Wow.
we'll see what happens. So that's where we're
Yeah.
at. Hopefully next week or this week they'll have closing arguments. They might have a quick decision, they might not. And also please also note it's going to get appealed. The NFL is going to appeal this up,
Sure.
and it probably could even get appealed up to the Supreme Court because it's a
Wow.
definition of what their antitrust exemption means. So,
Wow.
Yeah. It's
so
all. It's
again,
all. Yeah. It's all money grab, Nick. I mean, what do you think? Because everything seems to be going to, you know, was it Hulu, Live Sports, YouTube TV, all the different streaming
Oh yeah.
platforms. Obviously, Thursday night is Amazon, so or Amazon Prime Video, whatever. What do you mean? What are your thoughts about this, man?
Well, I mean, one. What gone are the days, and this is how you know we live in a different era, right? When I was a young man, I had to worry about none of this.
Yeah.
I saw my games every Sunday on CBS. You know, my Monday nights were on ABC, and my Sunday night when they started the Sunday night games, they were just on NBC. You didn't have to worry about anything, right? They
Mhm.
just played football, and you could just watch on your TV. Fine. I got to do this. I got to do that. Now I got to stream and pay for this, and I got to pay for that. And then what in the world is wrong with people? Why in the world does everything have to cost you something?
Yeah.
Like, football is a simple pleasure for most men and women who enjoy it. And why do we always have to deal with this crap? All we want to do is sit there for 3 hours on a Sunday and watch some football and escape for those 3 hours. Now I've got to find out every freaking streaming thing that they're going to show a game on so I can try and get it. Or I got to look at this and go, oh, look, I could sign up for YouTube TV and I'll only have to pay $200 for the Sunday ticket. Woo! Yay. Smack me in the behind and call me Shirley. How happy am I, right? Like, come on. I just, for me, man, I don't buy into any of this stuff. I know it's a money grab. Go ahead and fight it out, all you big billionaire companies. At this point, I don't really care. Like, I will do what I can to watch Bears games. Again, like you said, my local team. So whatever I can do to watch that is what I'm going to do. If I can't get other games, then I won't. I'll watch highlights. I'll watch ESPN. I'll watch what I already have to try to get all the information and news that I need for football season. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to pay some exorbitant amount of money just so I can get every game that I'm not going to be able to watch anyways.
Right.
So, I mean, again, I understand why people get it. I know there's fanatical football fans. I know they love it. They love to get that. You know, they got 2-3 TVs in their basement watching different games. I get it, and I'm happy for you guys. If you can afford it, more power to you. And I guess in some way I could afford it too, but I'm not paying it. I'm just not going to spend my $300 that way. I'm sorry. Right. So, I mean, for me, whatever happens in court, it happens. Like Tina said, NFL loses, they're going to appeal. They're not going to take that. They're not just going to go, oh, okay, sure, we lost. No problem. No. So this is going to probably go on for a while anyways. And my football season starts in, 2 months? So I'm going to do what I can, hopefully watch my Bears win more than 7 games this year, and we'll all go from there and be happy. So that's what I got to say.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Well, what I'm going to say to that is, Nick, yes, you have the benefit of being in your local network. As someone like me who lives in a different city than the team I play for, it's a very different thing. And that's the thing.
True.
More and more people in the NFL are like that. 20, 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, when these damn broadcast rules were put in place where they would block out. So, like, for instance, this is just my personal, this is weird. And I don't pay for the NFL Sunday ticket, but I see where people get upset with this. I'm in Chicago. So for those of you that are AFL fans, you know, CBS is the AFC television station.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the channel. I watch it on CBS. Well, if the Bears are in town and playing someone on Fox News, my CBS gets blacked out. Because they black out the local channel there.
Yeah, well, no, I've had that happen too.
Is the home of the Chicago Bears. So that's their home station. So instead of allowing CBS to show another game, they black it out because that's the way the rules are. And again, all of these rules, and even what they were showing, like with Fox and CBS, it's all designed, keep it high so nothing will affect the local channels because they still have those broadcast news in place. So in a way, the NFL is stuck between a rock and a hard place on this one. They know, I have a feeling they knew this was going to happen down the line. They knew someone was going to raise an issue about it, but they couldn't do anything because they can't violate the broadcast contracts that they have with CBS and Fox News or Fox Sports. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just, I'm with you. It's cash grab, total cash grab. They went for the cash. They were doing it. I don't know how you sit there and say, oh, yeah, we did violate the antitrust rules, but you know what? We were doing it so we didn't violate our other networks broadcast contracts. Like, two wrongs don't make a right in the legal field. So it'll get dragged on, but at some point the NFL is going to have to pay some money. So
probably, but it'll still be just a drop in the bucket.